Hey guys, welcome back to Collective Perspective, episode 47, first one of the new year. I got my boy Craig here as always. How are you, my friend?
I'm fantastic. Happy New Year to all of the lovely listeners. I hope you all had a fantastic 2023.
Happy New Year, guys. Today, to recap, not recap, to carry on from the last episode, we just recently recapped our 2023 collecting goals, which means it's time for some new ones for the new year that we can absolutely stick to and not fail any of them.
Yes, I made mine much more realistic this year, just in case. Give
um,
myself more of a chance.
how many did you write down?
I just did 4 because that's what we did last time.
Okay, I think I did about the same. We can just alternate.
Sick. All right, after you, ladies slash gentlemen slash hosts first.
I guess to knock out the boring one first, I'm gonna get some more GameCube games this year. And as far as like setting a goal, I think like long term, I'd like to finish the set in 2026. I'm really tired of collecting GameCube, and I think did I say 26? I want to finish it by 2025. So 50 games this year, 50 games next year. Boils down to like 4 or 5 games a month, which is kind of a lot when it seems like all of them are in like the $30 to $50 range now. It's annoying. But I don't want to still be buying GameCube games in 2026. So
Yeah, you've told me, I mean, even a year ago that you're like, man, I'm kind of over it, but I'm already committed. So
too committed for
if you're
sure.
you are not a quitter, and I respect that. I just think it's funny because I'm like, you could be buying games you like, and you're like, yeah, but I'm not buying everything. I'm buying GameCube. So
um, I think my issue is I need to stop buying individual games. I need to reach out to people, buy them in lots, and get the deals, the discounts. Maybe save $5 or $10 on each game if I can. But it's just so easy for me to be like, oh, it's payday. Let me go freaking browse eBay for freaking Doctor Muto or some trash on the GameCube real quick, and then, yeah. But
yeah, it's definitely easier, but that's definitely the way to do it. I remember towards the end, I started doing that more. For games that weren't too hard to find, and then I'll trade them into my local store. And then if they didn't have games I needed, I'll just kind of hold on to that store credit until they would get a game or two traded in, and then the games would kind of even out the way that I would be getting them. I wouldn't be spending as much money. So I know you don't have too many local stores near you, though, if I remember right.
yeah, but I never even consider the fact of like trading in games. Like I have a whole box of trash that I can trade or sell, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like it never even crosses my mind to bring it into a game store, but that might be a good move.
Yeah, and it depends. Some game stores don't really give you much. Some game stores are more generous than others. So, like me, I'm lucky to live near a very generous store when it comes to trade-ins. So, but I've heard some places are worse than GameStop. So it really just depends.
That's that one. What do you got first up?
Same as you, my boring one. Finish the Vita set. That was my main goal for last year. Unfortunately, didn't accomplish it, but I did make some progress. I pulled up my spreadsheet right now. Limited run is on the back burner. I don't care about that at all right now. Just worried about the retail set, and then afterwards I'll go for limited run. But for retail, I'm at 204 out of 218, so it's only 14 games away. That is very close. Very doable in my eyes. I think the most expensive game on that list I still need is like in the 70 to 80 range,
Nice.
and everything else is like 50 or below, so that's not terrible. It's just, but it's like, Michael Jackson The Experience for $50. Farming Simulator for, I think last time I saw it was like $70, $80. So it's like kind of the goofy games that are expensive that you don't want to spend the money on. So, but I'm gonna buckle up, get that done, and then I'll have all of Vita and 3DS, which it'll be very cool to have what I think are the two best handhelds of all time have their entire physical American
Heck yeah.
libraries. So I think that I could be able to get that done this year. because 14 isn't too many. If it was like, if I still needed like games in the $200-$300 range, I'd be like, probably no rush because I just don't like spending that kind of money on games anymore. But these are all obtainable, so that is the number one priority goal for this year.
I'm sure none of us enjoy spending $200 or $300 on a game, no matter what it is.
That's true. It's never fun. It's cool to have it, but as soon as you see that money leave your bank account, you're like, man, was it really worth it? Usually the answer is no.
Speaking of $200 or $300 games, I think one of my goals is going to be to grab a CIB Metroid this year. Silver box, circle seal, good condition. It doesn't make sense for me to not have that game. I could make the same argument for like Super Mario Bros. I could prioritize that this year. Maybe I should say either Metroid or Super Mario Brothers. And if I didn't buy
Or
50,
both.
if I
Or
wasn't buying
both.
50 GameCube games, I could focus all the money on some CIB NES stuff. But
That's true.
um,
Hey man, priorities.
we'll see.
You
My
need to
birthday.
get Vex on the GameCube before you can get Metroid on the NES.
Oh, my birthday's coming up. Maybe I'll get myself a Metroid or a Super Mario Brothers this March, but we'll see.
Hell yeah. Treat yourself. Alright, next up for me, I would like to do a console Yu-Gi-Oh set. I think that'd be fun.
Oh.
So obviously there's a million Yu-Gi-Oh games out there, and that sounds daunting until you realize a majority of them are handheld games. So that's why I decided to just do console games, because that cuts the game list into like 1/10 basically. And the hardest part about collecting Yu-Gi-Oh games is getting it with the cards, since all Yu-Gi-Oh games come with cards. So I figured if I go for the console versions, it'll, save me a lot of time and money if I don't worry about the handheld ones. I'd like them eventually, but figured the console set is a start. And, there's a lot of really good classic Yu-Gi-Oh games, like Duelist of the Roses and Falsebound Kingdom on GameCube is, it's not great, but I'm very nostalgic for it. And then, I can't remember the name, but there's an Xbox game, there's a PS1 game, there's plenty out there,
Yeah.
so I know there's a couple on Wii, so I think it would be fun since, as I talked about in our last video talking about collecting goals, I'm a very big fan of the physical Yu-Gi-Oh card game now, so kind of marrying my love of the card game with the video game, I think will be fun to have all of those games physically, so.
Dude, honestly, I love buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards for my games that are missing them, and I think that's probably the way I would recommend it, is just buying them without the cards and saving that money.
Yeah. Yeah, you could find them a bit more easily. You go to, like, TCG Player and websites like that, and it's like people aren't preying on the fact that you want a CIB game on those kinds of websites, so.
Yeah, I have luck on even eBay where it's like $3 or $4 and they do free shipping and they just throw it in an envelope and it's perfect.
Exactly, so I'll probably be piecing most of those together, but I think it'll be fun to do, so.
Absolutely.
And I'll be able to play, because a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh, especially the older Yu-Gi-Oh games, they don't really follow the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh. They kind of just involve Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so it'll be kind of fun to play, Yu-Gi-Oh in a different way, doing that as well.
Yeah, they do have some weird ones. Like, they definitely twisted up in some of those games. The handheld ones seem to stay pretty true to the real deal.
But even the anime, they don't follow the rules. Just throwing out Dark Magician without making any sacrifices. I mean,
Those scoundrels.
Yuki is the biggest cheater in Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's so funny.
Yeah, that makes me want to go buy some Yu-Gi-Oh cards for my games now.
Dude, please. And download Master Duel where you're at it so we could play Yu-Gi-Oh! Together online. Be a good time.
That game has like every card ever made. There's like 10,000 cards. It's crazy.
Dude, but that's the beauty of Yu-Gi-Oh! You play Magic the Gathering. Sorry to get off on a tangent, but you play Magic the Gathering, you play Pokemon. You gotta keep buying cards to stay up to date. With Yu-Gi-Oh! You could still use the same cards from 1999 and they don't give an F. You just keep playing.
Yeah.
And it's like, are those cards good? No, but you still have the option, and I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Okay, I want to buy some Genesis games. I want to actually do it this year. I I'm putting a number on it. So I'm gonna say 3 to 5 quality Genesis titles in 2024 would be solid. You know, if I get a copy of Golden Axe, maybe Streets of Rage 3, maybe some freaking Rice
Crusader
Star.
of Senti,
um,
Musha, just simple stuff to add to the collection.
yeah, I mean, like freaking Kid Chameleon, such a cool title to have, and it's only like 30 or 40 bucks. Like I can make that happen this year.
Yeah, you know what you should get? I bet you'd love is have you ever played Comic Zone?
Yeah,
Game's dope, and I know you love your comic books. So if you don't have that, I don't know what that goes for now, but that'd be an awesome game to add.
that's the kind of game I'm always gonna be missing the freaking soundtrack CD for. I bet it costs a fortune to have that one complete.
Oh, does it come with a soundtrack?
For sure, yeah. It comes with
That's
something.
so cool.
It's a CD. I don't know if it's a soundtrack or what.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, that game's baller.
3 to 5.
What do you consider quality games though? When you say that, do you mean just like known, like Sega games or
Um,
hidden gems, or what exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for the important stuff, the stuff that defined the Genesis that I am still missing
Mm-hmm.
from my shelf for some reason,
You have all the Sonics, don't you?
except for the 3D one.
You don't need that one. It's fine. I've played it. You can skip it. It's fine.
I even have this like Sonic collection of like 3 games. It's 1, 2, and Mean Bean Machine.
Oh yeah, that thing is so weird.
That's a weird one for sure, and it's a cardboard box.
I love that. That's so neat. Shout out to Genesis Cardboard.
Yeah.
Ooh, other ones you should think about, and I bet you'd actually like these are the Fantasy Star games. I could see you enjoying those.
I bet those are expensive, but I definitely want those.
I know 4 is expensive, but I don't think 2 or 3 are that bad. I think those are both under 100. So,
What console is the first
manageable.
one on? Master System?
Yes.
Wow.
hmm
You know what? I really
So
want
now
a Splatterhouse as well. You know, I
Ooh,
know
that
those
would
are
be
like
cool.
TurboGrafx games as well, but I love
Mhm.
that blue box art on Splatterhouse 2, man. That is a nice
I love it.
box.
I absolutely love that box. I've never played those two, and those look super fun. I need to get me some more Genesis too. But my next goal is Sega related, and that is to simple, just to add 4 more CIB Game Gear games.
Nice.
Just because Game Gear, hard to find good quality Game Gear boxes, hard to kind of find CIB Game Gear games in general. And a lot of times when you do find them, they're either overpriced or they just are expensive because they're rare and hard to find. So I only have one right now, which is funny just because at one point I had the whole set loose. But I think it'd just be cool to add 4 more. I don't really have any in mind in particular. I'd like to not have it be like poker or blackjack Sonic 2. I'd like to get something more interesting than the ones you could pick up any day for $15 to $25. But yeah, just slowly add to that because of like the 90s handhelds, I've always really really enjoyed the Game Gear most, as many longtime listeners will know.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll keep an eye out for you, send you some links when I come across them.
You're the realist.
I guess your best bet would be to hit up those local stores. People don't even know what to price those games at.
Yeah, half the time there's nothing to go off of, so it's definitely not a bad idea.
I put some general goals down, like some things that I would like to have, not necessarily need to accomplish, but I'm always going for some Rayman stuff. There's so many really cool European PC games that I need. Um, I've got one coming in the mail. It's probably still a week away. It's been in shipping for like a month now, but it's a really cool one. Might even be worth making a video about.
That's fun.
This I put just like collect more for Sega platforms in general. I have like 8 Saturn games. I have like no Sega CD games, barely. Like I really just want more Sega, and I keep saying it. And like honestly, I have a pretty solid NES and Super Nintendo collection. I was just looking at my freaking game eye. I have over 100 NES games loose, and like
Wow.
that includes loose and complete. Um, and over about 70 Super Nintendo. But I would definitely like to add to those collections for sure.
Hell yeah.
I need to
All
hit
right.
up as many conventions as I can this year because that's where I don't know. People aren't focused on the cartridges these days. People are focused on the disc-based stuff, and that's the stuff that's skyrocketing. Anything that's got Pokemon in the title or a GameCube logo on it is where it's at these days. And while I am getting GameCube, I would definitely like to get some more cartridges on the wall.
Heck yeah. Cartridge stuff is legit. How's your N64 collection looking?
Pretty good with the CIBs. I would say like 50 loose. And that's way too many because there's just not any good games on that console.
Wow. Wow.
Oh man.
You made at least two people really angry, and like eight other people laughed. So
You know,
those eight people know the truth. They're N64 truthers.
speaking of the Game Gear stuff, I was looking at my like Excel sheet for the year of 2023 and like I barely bought any GBA or Game Gear. Um I don't think I got a single CIB Game Gear last year, and like the 2 years
Wow.
prior to that, it was like I was going hard on those, really focused on both of those, and not so much
Well, your
last
Game Boy
year.
Advance collection, I feel like you've gotten a majority of the stuff that you would either care about or the weird niche stuff that only you would care about. So, like,
Literally
obviously, I
only
know you
me.
still have more that you want, but you figured out a lot of the funky stuff by now, and I feel like you've got your hands on most of it, so that kind of makes sense. And then Game Gear's just rough, man. So
Game Gear will always be rough, I think.
definitely. So my last goal, I would like to just bump up my Dreamcast collection a little bit too. Right now I'm only sitting at 14 Dreamcast games. I'd like to maybe get it around the 25-30 mark if I can. I think that'd be pretty solid. There's a lot of really good Dreamcast games out there, and none of them. A lot of the good ones aren't still terribly expensive, if I remember right. So, but it's like, I have Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Shuffle. So it's like I have the three games that matter most. So everything else is extra. No, but it's like I don't have Crazy Taxi. Some of the simpler ones, Space Channel 5, Choo Choo Rocket, like some of the more essential titles for the Dreamcast, I'd like to get back. I'd like to have Skies of Arcadia again because I really love that game, and I think the GameCube version is a little bit better. But I feel like at its core, it's still a Dreamcast game, and it's a really cool, weird exclusive Sega RPG. So yeah, so I need to get
More
at least 11 Dreamcast games to hit that goal.
is
So
that more or less expensive than Skies of Arcadia Legends?
I'm pretty sure Legends is more. Because I think Skies of Arcadia is only about 100. Isn't Skies of Arcadia Legends closer to 200?
Yeah, I think so. 170-ish.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at for now. Just I kind of want to just beef up a little bit again. A lot of my collections I've kind of sold towards other things at the time that, uh, it's like I only get rid of stuff if I know I can get it again. And I hold on to the stuff that I know is going to be difficult to buy back. And luckily, there's a lot of Dreamcast stuff just floating out there because people love it, but it seems like it's not that hot right now in terms of people collecting for it. Doesn't seem like it has been for a little while.
I just feel like I
So,
never hear anybody talking about Dreamcast anymore.
exactly. So part of me is like, maybe this year's a good time. You know me, usually I get lucky. I get ahead of the curve before things get super expensive. So maybe my intuition will be right again if I'm lucky.
I've always wanted Power Stone. Those games look so cool.
There is a collection on PSP if you want to go the cheaper route for both of them. So,
Yeah.
but those games are definitely meant to be played like with four people on a couch. So,
Hmm.
definitely recommend. Oh, one bonus goal for me, just for the meme. I would love to get all the different Stadia controllers out there because there's like four other colors, and I just think it'd be funny to have because I can't collect Stadia games.
I had no
So-
idea that there were others.
Oh yeah, there's like a Founder Edition. There's a special Wasabi controller, a Midnight controller. This was like, I don't know if you can get this otherwise, but I got this for free with a Chromecast
yeah.
because I had YouTube Premium. So it's like, I was paying the $10 like it was only like $10 a month at the time for YouTube Premium, and they were like, "Hey, register, through this link, and we'll send you this for free." And then I got it a week later, and I was like, "Wow, Stadia is great." And then no one played it, and it disappeared forever. So, and now everyone's like, "Oh, Xbox Cloud Gaming is perfect," and I'm like, "Where were you when we needed you?"
Dude, I was playing some Halo Infinite co-op last night, and my friend didn't have it installed. I was like, it's fine, just get on cloud gaming. 15-minute wait to get on the game. I was like, are you what?
Dude, I never had to wait on Stadia. Maybe because there was only 3 other people, but I never had to wait on Stadia. That's all I'm saying.
The one time I played Stadia, I can confirm that there were 3 other people online in the world.
Well, that when you're trying to matchmake for Bomberman?
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay, well, those are my goals for the year. I don't know if you got anything else, but I'm trying to keep it doable. Last year I got a little ambitious, flew a little too close to the sun, got burnt. So,
Yeah, we'll see what we can do this year. Let us know your collecting goals down there where the YouTubers points to the comments section.
yes.
And we will see you guys not next month. We will see you guys this month where we're going to have another exciting episode.
Yes, the next one I think will be beefy. So, pack a lunch.